Okay, we're just going to take you basically through the setup of SwiftQuote Solo. So the very first screen will be US or UK, and then all you have to do is put in your company details. You only have to do this once. It goes through the very basics, and this is everything that will sort of appear on the PDF or on any quotes that you do and anything that you send out. So it's important to fill it in for the first time. There are no issues really, because you can go in at the end and you can edit it however you want. But for now we'll just let this speed through, because I want to show you everything that you have to do when you've downloaded the app. So just stick it in, and now you can see I spelled Anytown wrong. When you get to the next section, this is obviously if you've got a VAT number, put it in. It doesn't insist on one. And again the company number, and again these will display. The next section is the important one. This is your labour rate, and the app will use this figure in here in order to calculate all your estimates, so put that in right, and should VAT ever change, that's in there as well. So for now we're all done, and we can start our first estimate. So it doesn't have to be the estimator who starts to fill this in, it could be anyone, but from the start of the app the first things we obviously want to record are the customer details and the vehicle details. So this is actually our customer who's turned up today with his vehicle. So it could be the receptionist who's filled this in and passes the phone over, or it could be the estimator himself. Important to get an email address in here for the customer, because that's how the system works. So now we're going to enter his registration details and the make and the model of car. Again, these will all appear, as you'll see later on the actual estimate itself. So once we get to that point, it's great to save it. Now I can't take a photo here, but the ability of the app to also use save photos that are on your phone. So we're going to utilise that now, and there's a couple of photos of this gentleman's Lancer, and we can see it's had a front end knock, bumper, bonnet, and it looks like the grille as well from here. So this is the bit where the app comes into its own, because now we need to build an estimate that firstly records everything, and secondly is great for the customer to look at. So first one is bonnet. We have three options on the bonnet. One of them is blend, one of them was repair, and one of them was replace. You'll see them again when we go for the bumper. Blend, repair, or replace, which means creating the estimate is very easy, because it's just each individual item has a certain number of options against it. In this particular case we're also going to do the bonnet badge, so we can only repair or replace that, and we're replacing it. We're also going to blend into the wings, because we're doing the bonnet and the bumper. And the only thing that we're worried about now on this one, that we just need to remind ourselves for later, is perhaps that bonnet catch isn't going to be in the best of health. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into freeform, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave ourselves and anybody else a note that kind of says, well, hang on, when this comes in we better check the bonnet latch or the bonnet catch. This way we're telling the customer that on the estimate that we give him, and you can see there's all our selected work. If we made a mistake we can delete any of those items, line items now. The next bit is the parts. So we've been on to Mitsubishi and they've come back with a parts price for our items. Our paint and materials, so we can just enter that here, and now we don't have to enter amount, we enter a labour time, and it uses what we entered before to fill the labour. Hit save, and that's the job saved. So all the information is there, and it'll be there forever as well. That's a great thing. So now we go to output. What are we going to do with this quote? Well, in this particular case, let's have a look at it ourselves first, just to make sure we've made no silly errors. So in order to do that, we preview the quote, and there you can see all our details, along with all the customer details. Obviously it's displaying on the iPhone, so it's as good as it can be displayed, but you can see that's in essence what the customer's going to get. That looks good to me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to email that to the customer. So all within the app, we click email. It's already pulled across all the email addresses it needs. It's generated a lovely bit of text there to sort of say, this is your estimate, this is how you get in touch with us, here's your reference, along with sending a PDF of that estimate, which obviously looks a lot nicer now because it's displayed as a PDF. And that is the email sent to the customer. That is you done. He's got a copy, you've got a copy, because your copy now stays forever. If you wanted to print it, you can print it. We flash forward to the parts order list for the future, just to remind us we need a bonnet, a bumper, a badge, and we've got that little check thing there as well. So once we're all done, customer's gone, clear the form, job done. Now if the customer comes back, or the customer phones us up, wants to book in, or wants another copy because he didn't get it for any reason, we would then just click on to jobs, and within the jobs you can see our customer is sat there in our jobs. The full search item, I only have one job in here because it's just a test, but for now we could open that job by clicking on open, and that will bring up the whole job again. It may be that we need to amend it at this point, which we could just do. We could delete a line, could add a line, we could change the address. So just to recap then, SwiftQuote Solo saves you time, all the photos are built in, you've got that professional PDF output which you can email directly to customers. More importantly, something we didn't talk about, aside from the email element, there's no internet required for any of the collection of the customer data, or the photos, or the generation of the estimate, and it will still create the PDF. All you can't do is obviously email it. All the data stays on your device, so it's backed up to the cloud via Apple. All the data's there, and it's been designed for Bodyshops. It's designed for the 1-2-man body shop that just needs somewhere quickly to do an estimate, that stores the estimate and gets all the information. So if you're ready to get started, go to the website getswiftquote.com. You'll see the links on there to download the app. Also, the page there's a couple of pages really with more information that perhaps we haven't gone through today. Thank you ever so much for watching.